In the heart of a bustling city stood a busy marketing firm, the kind where everyone moved fast, talked louder, and worked long hours chasing deadlines. Each day at noon, the office cafeteria buzzed with life. Co-workers gathered in small groups, chatting over sandwiches, scrolling on phones, or sneaking in work between bites. Everyone had their own routine, their own bubble. Then there was her. She was new, just a few weeks into the job. Quiet, polite, always dressed neatly in soft colors. No one really knew much about her. Her name was Layla. She smiled when spoken to but kept to herself, most of the time. Every day during lunch, while others joked or scrolled online, Layla would slip away to a quiet corner of the break room. There, she'd kneel, close her eyes, and pray in silence. No big display, just peace, stillness, and a soft whisper that no one could hear. At first, no one said much about Layla's quiet prayer time. People just noticed it. A few curious glances, a shrug here and there. But over the days, some coworkers began to talk about it behind her back. "It's weird, right? Who just drops everything to pray every single day?" One whispered. Another laughed. "Maybe she's trying to show off or something." Soon, a small group started to make fun of her. They'd sneak up to the break room and imitate her kneeling or whispering, making silly faces. Some even recorded videos on their phones, sharing them in group chats and joking about the praying lady. Layla heard the laughter once. She was sitting nearby, quietly folding her napkin, when a burst of snickers came from across the room. Her face didn't change, she just kept her eyes lowered and said nothing. No one asked her to stop, no one told the mockers to leave her alone. The whispers grew louder, and the teasing became harder to ignore. Despite all this, Layla kept praying the same way, every single day, calm, steady, as if nothing was wrong. But inside, something was breaking. The teasing didn't stop. Even some of the managers noticed Layla's quiet prayers during lunch, but chose to look the other way. Nobody wanted to get involved in what they called personal beliefs. Rumors started spreading around the office. Some said she was too religious. Others whispered she might belong to a strange group or cult. The more the rumors grew, the more isolated Layla became. One coworker, Sarah, was different. She noticed Layla sitting alone more often, her eyes tired and sad. One afternoon, Sarah gently asked, "Hey, is everything okay? If you ever want to talk, I'm here." Layla just smiled softly, but didn't say much. Most people ignored Sarah's kindness. They didn't want to understand or accept anything outside their own world. Layla's quiet prayers became the reason she was left out of lunches, team talks, and even casual office chats. She stopped joining the group, eating her lunch alone outside on the small patio. Yet through all the cold looks and whispers, she prayed every day. She never asked for their approval. She just needed those moments of silence, a small hope to keep going, no matter how hard things got. One ordinary afternoon, everything changed. The team was gathered for a meeting. The room was crowded, full of busy people talking about new projects. Layla sat quietly at the back, as usual. Suddenly her face went pale. Her hands trembled, and she clutched the edge of the table. Without warning, she collapsed onto the floor. Chaos broke out. People jumped up, calling her name, unsure what to do. Someone yelled for help. The office manager rushed over trying to keep calm, while someone else called an ambulance. No one knew what was happening. The quiet woman who prayed every day was now on the floor, barely conscious. At the hospital, the truth came out. Layla had been fighting a serious illness, cancer. But she kept it a secret from everyone at work. She didn't want pity or special treatment. All those quiet moments of prayer, they were her way of holding on to hope, courage, and peace. Her younger sister arrived, tears streaming down her face. She told the shocked coworkers that Layla had been battling late-stage cancer for 3 years. She came to work every day, pretending everything was normal, refusing to let her illness define her. The office was stunned. They had mocked her, laughed at her prayers, and now they were faced with the real, painful story behind the quiet woman they barely knew. Suddenly the laughter stopped, and regret filled the room. Layla's sister sat with the team in a quiet room, sharing the story they never expected to hear. She explained that Layla had been diagnosed with cancer 3 years ago. The doctors gave her a hard truth: the illness was serious, and the chances of a full recovery were very low. Instead of telling everyone, Layla chose to keep working, to live each day like it was normal. She wanted to feel like herself, not just a patient or someone to be pitied. Her prayers during lunch were not just habits or rituals. They were moments where she found strength to face the pain, fear, and loneliness. She prayed for courage, for peace in her heart, and to have the strength to keep going, even when the days were dark. Her sister said, Layla didn't want attention, she just wanted respect. She wanted to be treated like any other person, even though she was carrying a heavy burden inside. Hearing this, many co-workers' eyes filled with tears. They saw her differently now, not just the quiet woman who prayed, but someone brave, fighting a battle no one knew about. One of the co-workers whispered, I never imagined, I was so quick to judge. Another added, I wish I had been kinder. The sisters' words changed everything. The office, once full of whispers and laughter behind Layla's back, became quiet and thoughtful. From that moment, everyone realized how much they had missed by judging too soon. After learning Layla's story, the whole office felt a heavy weight of guilt. Those who had mocked her couldn't stop thinking about how wrong they had been. They remembered the laughs, the videos, the whispers, and now it all felt cruel and unfair. Sarah, the kind coworker who had reached out before, decided to visit Layla in the hospital. Soon, others followed. One by one, they came to apologize. I'm so sorry for not being kind, one said quietly. We never knew what you were going through. Another added, tears in their eyes. Layla listened. She didn't say much, but her eyes showed a mix of sadness and gratitude. The office started to change. People talked more about respect and understanding. They realized how easy it was to judge someone without knowing their story. The co-workers who had once teased Layla began standing up for others who seemed different or quiet. They promised themselves to be more thoughtful, more patient. The office felt a little softer, a little warmer. Layla's courage and quiet strength left a mark on everyone, a reminder that kindness matters, especially when you don't know what battles someone else is fighting. A week after her collapse, Layla passed away peacefully, surrounded by her family. The office received the news with heavy hearts. To honor her memory, they held a small memorial in the break room, the very place where she had spent so many quiet moments. Her desk was left untouched, a simple bouquet of flowers resting on top. The corner where she prayed was turned into a peaceful reflection space, with soft lighting and a small plaque, reminding everyone to respect different beliefs and struggles. Even those who had once mocked her now visited the space, sitting quietly, thinking about what they had learned. Layla's story stayed with the office long after she was gone. It changed how people treated each other, making the workplace a kinder, more understanding place. Her courage, her quiet prayers, and her gentle spirit became a legacy, a reminder that everyone deserves respect, no matter what battles they carry inside. Layla's story taught everyone an important lesson, that kindness and respect are not just words, but actions we must choose every day. The company started new diversity and inclusion programs. People learned to be more open, to listen without judgment, and to accept differences with an open heart. No one at the office forgot how quickly they had judged Layla without knowing her, and they promised themselves to never make that mistake again. Because sometimes the quietest people are fighting the hardest battles, and sometimes, the moments they need most are the ones we miss when we don't stop to look. So, the next time someone seems different or distant, remember Layla, remember that behind every face is a story, full of hope, struggle, and courage. Choose kindness. Always.